So, good evening, good evening. It's still evening. Now it's early morning to tell the truth. And this is Darlene Anderson. I'm coming to you to talk to you about, the recent findings about where services really are in Clark County and I guess Washoe County for African Americans, as all laying inside of the Department of who has jurisdiction. My goodness, I don't know. But when I found the plan for Black people, it's where Black people are mentioned. So I just want to know where Black people are mentioned. Here we go.
Questions from OJJDP. 1. What does your DMC number tell you about your jurisdiction? The Division of Child and Family Services, DCFS, is a state agency that is responsible for juvenile corrections and youth parole services. All other services are...
Oh, did you hear that? Juvenile and, you know. So I just recorded this whole video talking about what happens to our people and how they just can't figure it out. You go all the way down here to the video and just skip ahead. Let's see.
Brown County juvenile justice practitioner has steadily stated for the past 24 months that caseloads are increasing. Detention numbers are rising, and the level of need for the youth is increasing. They focus their energy on safety of the youth and their care and of the community at large. It is easy to forget that the very agencies we rely on to address DMC are the same agencies that provide direct services to youth, such as juvenile detention, juvenile court, and local law enforcement.
There we go. Now you know where the services are. And then I was watching Clark County School Watch, and it says it's a matter of perspective. It's your perspective on how services happen for children. But if you're Black and you don't know nothing about public education, because most Black people don't know anything about public education, it's just really difficult, I'll say, to even understand that we should not expect failure. That should not be an expectation. But historically, it's been a problem here in Clark County. And it's a problem here for me because, when I get here, I want to see what it's like for education. So I'm looking at the education system and then I can't find it. I mean, there's no data out there for K3. And then there's no data by the sixth grade. What happens to sixth graders when they're struggling? And then you look at the school plan and it don't mention nothing about what they're doing to ensure that all kids are included. And I said something about Title I to somebody Black, and they said, Title I, Title I, Title I. I said, excuse me? But I mean, it's the federal laws that are for enforcement for the American population. And as we see it now, we're going through this huge conversation about violation of federal protocol. I mean, there's a process established for the American people to follow to ensure that we sustain our citizenship and our rights and responsibilities. And it's your responsibility to ensure that access happens for the people who look like you and for the people who look like you. The personal responsibility is to step up your game, level up. Understand that the outcomes and the maintenance of effort that comes from the investment in public services in your city, state, or town is because you are paying attention as a taxpayer, as a responsible citizen. That's what they call it. But if they ain't, if they're not educating your people, people who look like you, and they're denying and oppressing and maintaining and providing continual harvest for their people, for their children. It's become a race game, us against them. And it's their perspective that we're not worthy of the investment, I'll say. My. Is it an investment? No, we're all paying taxes. And when you live in a city like Las Vegas, being the entertainment capital of the world, and understand when I say entertainment, understand Blacks have been influential in entertainment here. So we pay taxes, we pay our share. But when it comes back to the money and the services, well, then it's a matter of perspective. Really? You want the federal money, but then you want it under a matter of perspective. I don't think so. That's not how I work, boo. Yeah, Annie up. Because Nevada really has to have a plan, and it can't be through the Department of Health and Human Services, through the Department of Justice. Because it's just not us anymore. It's everyone, right? We got to see that everyone was affected by the broken education system for COVID. So, 2019, level up, make a call, share a concern. As African American children are on the bottom of the list, and Black lives do matter. And if Black lives matter, then act like they matter. Be a responsible citizen. Pick up the phone and call. Find out how Black children are faring as we went into the pandemic, and as Black people are the largest population affected by COVID, as they're the largest population of oppressed people, where public murder is still allowed. You know, public hangings basically are still allowed publicly on television, as we all witnessed George Floyd. Enough is enough. Level up. Until we meet again, this is Darlene Anderson. I'll say like, subscribe, and follow me. Make sure you share on Facebook, on Anchor, on Twitter. Hey, let's get out there, educate ourselves.